Just want to go live real quick and pull some energy. See what's going on. We got the 11th house. House of Aquarius. I'm kind of already knowing what this message will probably be pertaining. But I don't want to jump the gun. I want to see. Capricorn, the boss. Hold on. Capricorn, the boss. Saturn in reverse. Okay. I would pull the numerology deck, but I want to pull this out this deck right here though first. And that's outside of the norm. At the bottom of the deck is Thanos. I'm gonna leave that out. We got Saturn in the reverse. Saturn is the restrictions and what? Where is Saturn right now? But the 10th house came out too. And the collective. What y'all got going on? What's up? Who in the chat? Or who is in the building? Who up in here? Talk to me. Because I'm just trying to see something. We got Thanos. I don't even know what Thanos is yet. But I'm finna read it and see. Okay, we'll go ahead and take this one. The Lover. I don't know my numeral energies. Look at that. The Lover. I know the Lover is like Gemini energy just off the top. Thanos feel like Scorpionic energy to me. Spiderweb energy. Let me just look at it. Yeah. It got a hand and it looked like a rose. I got a rose on my hand. If you can see. But anyway. Gemini. Ooh, twin flame type shit. Let's not go there. No, let me go and pull these two. Two came out at the same time. And they both. So we got the Maiden and the Threshold. The Maiden and the Threshold. I'm gonna see what Thanos is supposed to be representing right now. First. That was the first card came out anyway. What is Thanos? I know that character or whatever, but I don't really know what it's about. So let's see. I hadn't heard of it. Yeah, Thanos is in the initiation portion. And then we had the threshold too, so it's like being in the threshold of the initiation. Hi, how are you doing today? Hi. Amen, Yusin. Where I'm at? 213. So the number is for Thanos is 73. 7 is like that experience of your manifestations in the new world that you're in, and 3 will be that environment. So this is gonna be about that. Thanos is like an atmosphere type shit. Oh, okay. I don't know. Well, let's see if I'm right. What's up, Misa? See you tonight, girly. Let's see. Thanos. 213. I don't know if I hit my stomach growling. But that's what that is. Oh, I got notes on Thanos. What the hell? See, it's an old deck, and I but these are some old notes. So, okay, it is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up. So we're going into the season of Scorpio, of course. Death and sum it up as transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of I don't know why they spell it Thanatos. So this is not Thanos. This is like something similar. The resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. So I guess death is Thania, this card right here, and people try to oversimplify it. But the true archetype resonance of this cannot be easily assimilated or contained, or can be captured or expressed from one expression type shit, I guess. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth, witnessing the ending of another. Being creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanos as it sweeps us under its wings. So blah 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 blah. That's that Scorpio energy that we're in. That death and rebirth, transformation type shit. The Lover. I just randomly jumped on here for real. I guess I pulled some numerology cards because I'm not really getting no messages from. I mean, I know what's going on. We all know what's going on. Let's see. Hold on. Because what I didn't do. Hold on, y'all. It's covering my screen. And every time I look at my shit, I get, yeah, throw me off a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's pull some numerology cards. Let me be for real. Let me stop playing. All right, we got the number 4. It kind of came out in the reverse, but that don't necessarily matter because these cards, like you already know, if you already been watching, are going to already have the polarity embedded in the message, because this would be, I think, an inhibited version of the number 4. And so we're gonna get to that. We had that the last time we were on here too. We had the same card earlier this week. The last time I was on for the full moon. We had only, in that message, it was only masculine energies and androgynous energies that popped out more than anything that I noticed. So we got 3 cards here. We got the 0, which is supposed to be empty, but look at it, it's filled with nonsense. So I think this is the exaggerated void, things that's imbalanced with within the space period, because space is supposed to be like empty unless you begin to externalize the space, and it shouldn't still be contained in this, you know what I mean? The space is supposed to be kept pure. But here we got Christ, Jesus, so to speak, if y'all remember the old video. But the 5 energy, which is the internal chaos that's supposed to be organized, but these things are kind of looks like the 0 right here, that void. 5 is the feminine energy though, so that would be the material within the void, for real. That would be how things are supposed to be begin to relate within the internal. But obviously some things are not being connected, the dots are not being connected to and certain emotions or certain, because when you bring organization to chaos, you have to look at each chaotic element and put it in its perspective place, so to speak. And with the lack of understanding, you will be devaluing certain things or overvaluing certain emotional states, and these things not being put in their perspective places, and it just be you never get to that number 6 energy, and you default right back to that 4, which will cause the inhibited perspective of the thoughts, and these thoughts not having any type of room to grow into something. No, it being like a stillbirth in the external. Let me not talk so much in riddles. Hold on, let me put some more messages. So matter of fact, let me just look. Shit. Ooh, don't worry about what I just did. Let me just read this out the book. Even though I always read it out the book, but just as a reminder, let me read it out the book. So we have what I said was first, the 4 was first, what that is. I was trying to figure out, was that I know it's not the balance 4. Hold on, y'all. What the fuck? Where my number start at? Okay, here we go. All right, so 4, this would be the inhibition. It sits inflexible and controlling in its square. You control your thoughts and shit. You won't even express certain things because, like, no, this is, sometimes you be stuck in a box and you think that some things aren't normal when you can create what's normal because you are somebody too type shit, and your thoughts being in a box so hard or being used to a certain non-flow that keeps it inhibited, and that also is the reason why some of these feminine 5 energies are not going to be able to be calibrated properly, because there's no room. Nobody's creating any space. Number 4 is Cancer home energy. This is like the space. kind of, but the physical part of the space. This is like a whole, and this is like the external part of you experiencing the environment, like you actually sit down on the sofas and shit, and actually being able to talk about the environment and things like that, but things not being able to be verbalized or expressed because you might have a closed throat chakra type shit. But I don't have no throat type energy, do I? Not yet, but maybe not closed throat chakra, maybe your solar plexus or some shit, because we got yellow and orange came out. But, and that being your individuality being stifled. And we are always know that your individual, that one, which 4 is a second number 1, is always going to depend off the space that it came out of. And look at the space. The space is cluttered with things that are not being used properly or not useful at all. And the space is supposed to stay pure. You're supposed to always have a space to go back into to reset somewhat, so to speak, type shit. But based on these inhibitions and your thoughts, I don't even know if y'all following me or not. So whatever. What up, healing? Healing shadows in this bitch. So I'm going to, I should have kept them cards out though. I'm glad you following me, because I be talking and I can't, I know what I'm talking about, but I can't hear myself speak for real. It just sounds like my thoughts, and I'm like, nobody don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But if you know, then you know though, because if you know, you know. All right, what this is? It's 6 energy. Is this calibrated? I know 6 always, the word calibration always comes to mind when I think of 6. Whether it's needing to be calibrated, not needing to be calibrated, or just a calibration of that. But like balancing though. Ooh, that's beautiful. We got the 0, which is the void that we just had earlier. But this is, if I'm not mistaken, I could be. Let me just wait. I don't know which 0 this is. I believe this is the balance 0, but I don't know. Cause I be getting surprised. I don't never hold on to the meanings of these cards for real. I be forgetting. Okay, good. I got the 1. This is another card that be tripping me up. I don't be knowing whether that's the right one or not. So let me pull them. But I got my 3 cards real quick. So these all kind of look favorable, like balanced, but I can't remember, so I don't want to misspeak. So wait a minute. All right, 6. Yeah, this is the solution. 6, the solution. The perfection of the number 6. 6 is like calibration, being aligned in some type of alignment. 6 is also like Virgo energy, routine and patterns, things like that. 6 is also like the atmosphere. It's another androgynous energy before you get to the male or female. This is like the it's changeable. 6 is like mutable energy. But that energy that you bestow or you behold, this is what we're talking about, or whatever, however you want to look at it or internalize it. But the perfection of the number 6, so beloved by all mathematicians, is here shown by the hexagram in the harmonic unity of the 2 triangles in the smaller image. Heaven and earth, yin and yang, male and female unite. Right, this is like, yeah, okay. And then we had the 0 come out. So should I tie these things together from the last deck? Hold on, let me see. Because I had switched energy so quick, I don't even know if that's the same. If we talking about the same thing that we were talking about earlier, I don't know. I might just shuffle some more. Okay, this is also the solution. Okay. You got the solution twice, and I think the other one is a solution too. We're gonna see. All right. The solution of the 0 depicts the wheel of eternal life that is enclosed by the serpent or robust in a harmonic, loving way. The wheel of life, of wheel of fortune, blah, blah, blah. We already know that's the snake. That's the internal world. That's the womb. And the snake to me be representing like the feminine, like covering of that, or the material within that. But I understand that this is still just 0. That's just a, So this is the correction. We're gonna figure out how these things align with the actual me actually explaining the correction further when I go into this other deck. But let me get to the one real quick. So this is also the solution, okay? Damn, I ain't never had that to happen. I think maybe one time. Yeah, maybe once. So the solution is to connect it to all, including all directions. It sit radiant quite consciously in the center, and it's aware of its uniqueness and its individuality. Why didn't I keep out the previous cards? Okay, but I remember we had 0, 4, and 5. Okay, so I'm gonna keep these out. I'm not gonna put them back. Real quick, I'm gonna tie this together, these numbers, with further explanations, because I should have clapped. I'm trying to not piggyback off the first energy, because I wasn't even into it. I had just jumped on live like, fuck it, let's do it. Didn't even know what I was gonna say for real. But I had to realize you're actually on live, so anyway. So what about this this what are we even talking about? Let's see. What about this to find equilibrium and balance? Because that's kind of like the point. Because we're going from one season to the next. We're going from the season of Libra to Scorpio type shit. So we're kind of like transmuting things, or experiencing the death of those things and rebirth of those things. Like you probably are either going through rebirth, deaths, or simultaneously going through both of those things at the same time. And it's kind of like to pull all the membrane up out of that void, so that you can create a brand new space. And this is like the digging out of that, though. You know what I mean? Not to get too gruesome, but we are going into Scorpio season, though. And that's how you can find balance, because you already saw the worst of it somewhat. You saw things that were probably, whatever you're going through at the moment, you experience worse, and you know how things can go. And it's like you can now have an observer perspective and not take things to the heart so much, because it's still Scorpio energy too. Like you can go deep with certain emotions that can affect and distort your own feelings. But if you're gonna go deep on something, Mercury is in Scorpio right now, so go deep on the intellectual part of it. Don't go deep to the internalization of how it's gonna affect your soul, if you know that these are things that you're supposed to be transforming and transmuting. Like, especially if you already have went through that initiation. I think the initiation card did come out earlier. Damn, I should have kept those cards out. But yeah, if you know that you're initiating and going through initiation, or going through clear death of certain things, and you need to just accept that shit, Mother will help you. But if you need to know you need to accept that, we're gonna keep that out. Go ahead on and transform and transmute properly. I'm just rambling, but what I'm saying is what I mean, though. So we're gonna pull these two cards out, because both of these came out at the same time. All right, so we got the Mother first. This is the number 1, the individual, the space, because I always related the space or the womb to feminine energy. But what I came to realize is that the womb or the space is the androgynous space. And then after 0 comes 1, which is the externalization of that. So the 2, and that kind of is a dichotomy that's making me I'm trying to figure that out at the moment. But the 2 would be the material within the space. So this is the mother, the nurturing aspect, or the nurturing resonance would be that mother energy within this 1 and this 0. And that would be androgynous once again. But this is the number 1 card, though. And number 1 being the father, but this is the mother. So we got to remember that black and white dichotomy, and that yin and yang, and take all of these things into account. That's how you can be at the observer's perspective. You can be in the position of the observer if you can take all these 3 things into account, and that'll help you to not take things so personal and internalize things and process things, especially when you're going through a new birth, through a death or a rebirth. Your Inward spaces. I ain't gonna say you're. Yeah, you would be somewhat kind of like soft meat, soft pink skin, like a what do you call those before they become butterflies? They are what in cocoons or some shit. But those things can't be you want to be careful with yourself on how you internalize things right now. So you need to nurture yourself and pay not attention to bullshit that will seep into your subconscious mind for unnecessary reasons when you're in such a vulnerable internal space. Not to say that you're vulnerable or going through something from the externals, like somebody messing with you or you going through it, but it's like being born in a new space though. You got to know what I'm talking about. And if that's the case, then you got to be careful with yourself so that you can this process of development will, you know, you can fully develop as you need to. So now we're in the box. And we had the box come out earlier, that number 4 energy. I don't know what number this is, but the box though. And you got the 1 in the middle. Let me pull it up. I might have to, okay. No. We finna go live too on IG, y'all. And I might have to dip real quick because I think it's about that time. But I do want to finish this message real quick. So hold on. The box. Where is it at? It's probably a tool. No, it's a place. Okay. 44 energy. 151. Which is back to 7, another individual. So this is like being logical, really left brain. I already haven't looked at the definition, but it don't feel freeing. It feels confining. And I know you can look at things in any perspective on either end of the scale, but there's always, so this is kind of like the cocoon. Instead of the mother being the womb, you created a box that's supposed to be sheltering you, and depending on these heavy material things or the expectations of that bank hitting in the morning or whatever expectations that's not something that you can fulfill with yourself naturally, and those being the things that's supposed to be protecting this new beginning or this transformation, that's probably which the father and the mother can work together though, because this is also giving me like that father protective energy. So if you know how to balance these things, so yeah, I can see that too. But hold on. Then we got the rainbow. We're finna read them out the book in a minute. We have the rainbow. These are the joining of the two. So, and then we're leaving Libra season going into Scorpio, and it looks like, oh, that's cute. If you feel me. It's like bridging the gap so that the departures from these relationship transformations or whatever these transformations that you are experiencing, the bridge, it'll be a beautiful bridge that you will be able to walk over and it not be something that you'll damn near die trying to get across to, or actually die trying to get across to. You feel me? It's just a new beginning from another ending to a new beginning, and not something that you just had to go experience another whole fucking death about. No. It's not to say throw away that house and that external material comfort that you have accumulated or that you know that you look to desire. Just don't over desire these things, and make sure that you can also find comfort within your own nurturing system that you as a woman or feminine energy have to offer, not just the world, but you first, because the mother got to take care of themselves first before they can actually really take care of the baby. Like you shouldn't even, if you was to track that all the way back, if you were to take care of yourself first, if you weren't in good shape, you wouldn't even have a baby to begin with. So if you were to take care of yourself first, then you'll be able to take care of that baby, and it won't be something that's you get clogged up in, because you already are doing what's needed in this right processing. So let me read it real quick. Number 63. We already had this too about 2 messages ago. We began our archetypal story with the mother's love through the sensual, fertile, and life-giving energy. All creation takes form regardless of our birth story. Each of our hearts beat for the first time in a warm womb. Let me not read all this because I do have to run. And I already read this, and I pretty much read that without reading it, just but I do want to read the box because I want to see what that says. I know what the mother says, and we just read that. Even if y'all knew or not, y'all know, y'all heard what my explanation was. It's the same thing that book say, for the most part. But I don't remember what the box said though. It was number 44, page 151. Oh yeah, 7 energy. Okay. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected, right? And it holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest vision. The box is sneaky and insidious and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious level. It is built off layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continual effort, and bravery. So that's where that 6 calibration energy comes in. That you got to continually calibrate. Calibration ain't something, or healing, so to speak, ain't something that you just do and then okay, it's over with and I can relax. No, you got to continue to maintain that shit in order to build up a different space to where that would be something old and now you're on to the new. And it's kind of like what you're doing right now. So it's not for you to think, oh, I did that and I can relax because I'm that, like, yeah, you are that girl or you are that boy, or you doing your shit, you doing what you need to do, but it's something that has to continue to be maintained so that you don't build calluses on top of calluses and blockages, trying to just let Jesus take the wheel, so to speak. No, you got to keep up with these things. Just like you got to keep up with bills, you got to keep up with your internal, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a balancing act, and you got that black, white, yin yang. That's the calibration system. You got to continue. It's a continual thing. This ain't what the message. This is not where the message. Where I thought the message was gonna go, it's not where it went. So I'm glad I didn't say that. I did say that. I thought it was gonna go to a whole different direction, but I kind of felt like. Yeah, I did. I felt like that. So the box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There's a box around you now made up of some type of confining thought. What is it? The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is a part of the multi-layered nature. Once you break through the layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going. Break through and extinguish what? An exquisite life requires it. Okay. So we pretty much said what that meant. And I'm sure this is going to reflect the same. And I'm going to jump off after I read this. The bridge. What's up, Portia? What's up, Nomadic? Okay. The bridge. Okay, the bridge is number 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's like the environment in a new cycle, repeating another cycle, or having another, having like a loop, a bridge, though. Because 8, of course, because, no, this picture don't look like that. But yeah. So this is the environment having some type of steady flow. 139 is the page number. Okay, the bridges are built to connect 2 worlds, because we're going from Libra to Scorpio season right now, and allowing these things to not have to be tumultuous as we cross from one season to the next. Because remember, we're walking I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We're going through Scorpio season, not to make it be scary, but this is underworld energy. Bridges are built to connect 2 worlds. They create flow, allowing us to travel between realms, ideologies, personalities. This archetype is the gesture of acceptance, the acceptance of whatever has to be transformed or let go of. Because we were just in Libra season, and the South Node is in Libra, so it's a lot of, if y'all were experiencing life just like I was within this last season, so y'all know a lot of the energies were to have to separate from what you always related to and thought that was cool, and you have to be slapped in the face with, no, that's not where it's at. You got to switch it up, and people having to accept that from you. And it's like, this is the bridge, the transformation being able to be taking place now. with some more harmonious. Like it's not gonna be so fucked up when you, because a lot of times we think that we can't separate from certain things because that's just not how it works. You know what I mean? Like, well, hey, this is, I have to do this, and it's always been like that, and it's just all, hey, this is what it is, and type shit. And it's like, now we kind of transforming that. So to the point to where even the things that we were relating to can understand and feel similar ways, like parents or whatever people, even organizations and rules and regulations, how they were set up, or beginning to start to because they have to live through these rules too. They also have to follow certain rules and regulations and be looked at in certain ways for upholding bullshit. So those things are becoming to be more relatable and more down to earth. And with things being in the on the surface, the things that were up under the surface being raised up to the surface, going into Scorpio season, these things won't be as bad as they could be. Some people, but for the most part, we're talking about us. So anyway, bridges, or where was I at? The bridge between the everyday world and the sacred. This card asks us to study the connections between the seemingly disconnected parts of our lives, relationships, ideologies, histories. Remember that a bridge can't be forced. It must be made with love, or its structure will not withstand the inevitable weather of life. It must be made with love for yourself, because we already know that love word is not, hey, you can do all things good or bad. Don't matter if you think it's good, you can be bad. If you think it's love, that will turn into, oh, hold on, y'all, got the dip. Look, we're finna have a Divine Feminine course. It starts tonight. So if y'all wanted to tap in, we still have a sale going on. It's $35. We're finna jump on IG to talk about the prices that we have going on and how to register and get involved. So Portia, Healing Shadows, here's another opportunity, y'all. Even if y'all are not able to take advantage of it today, we will be offering $10 classes. You can sit in the class for $10, and it's going to be what, 6 classes in all, but we're having our intro. But you can't sit in the graduation class though. But for the intro class all the way up into the final class, you can sit in for $10 a night, or you can just pay the whole $35 and attend each class as you like. But anyway, let me jump out. Catch us on the Death of Divine Feminine IG page real quick. We're finna jump on there right now. Peace.